Hi guys. So I wanted to hop on here really quick. It's the 18th, I think. It is the 18th. Wow. It is the 18th of the month, and I just wanted to talk about something that I feel like happens every month that nobody really talks about. And sorry about like my hair and the like whatever, but I'm like I just have to talk about this right now, tonight, today. I'm gonna send it to you guys first thing in the morning. Um, but I feel like this happens to me, and I feel like it's probably happening to you guys because I can feel it. I can feel it in our group chats, in our group messages, and that is the complacency setting in. So I feel like what happens is at the beginning of every month, we're super excited. We can't wait. We have big goals. We have big bonuses. We have huge dreams. We're so excited for what this month is going to bring. We're so pumped up. And so we work and we work and we like pedal to the metal and we really, really, really get after it. And then I feel like it happens around the same time. I feel like it happens around when commissions get paid. So commissions get paid out on the 15th. And I feel like one of two things happens. Either the commissions are way less than you expected, and so you're disappointed, or they're more than you expected, so you're very happy, right? And both of those things are bad news. And here's why. And I've struggled with both before. I feel like personally, whenever it's more than I expect, I get super, super excited, and then I get complacent because I'm like, oh man, like, damn, I can just ride on these skirt tails. Like, look at me. Like, I just made $100 more than I thought I was going to make. So I'm good. I don't need to put in all this work anymore. Right. Or the opposite, you make less than you thought. And you're like, dude, I worked so hard last month. I feel like I worked so hard and I only got paid this much. Like, what the heck is up with that? And both of those things will put your progress at an immediate standstill, because either you're going to be disappointed, feel like you worked really hard, so you're going to feel like you working hard is for nothing, or you're going to get complacent because you feel like you've made it, right? And I'm not saying that it's all about commissions. I'm really not. I also do think that the middle of the month is just kind of when we start really evaluating ourselves, right? So it's the middle of the month. Again, you had big goals at the beginning of the month. A lot of your guys' big goal this month is to be Ruby, right? $1,000 bonus. And here's the thing, and this is so like, oh, I feel this deep in my soul, okay? So here's the thing. In order to get Ruby, each of you have a certain amount of distributors that you need on your team for you to promote to Ruby, right? And here's what happens, and I know it happens because it happens in my brain. You get to the middle of the month and you think to yourself, man, I needed 4 distributors to hit Ruby, and it's the 15th, and I haven't signed a single distributor. That must mean that I can't do this. That must mean that this goal was too impossible. So there's just no way. If I had 30 days to sign 4 distributors and I didn't sign a single one yet, and now I only have 15 days to sign 4, like, obviously that doesn't make sense. That's not going to happen. Or maybe you're going for volume. Maybe you're going for loyal customers, right? And my goal every month is to sign 1 loyal customer a day. I don't think I've ever met that goal ever. But it's still my goal, okay? And so the same thing, right? If I get to the 15th and I haven't signed a single loyal customer, now you're telling me I got to sign 2 loyal customers every day between now and the end of the month? That's impossible. You know, our brain tells us that's impossible. You couldn't even sign one day. How are you going to sign 2 a day, right? But here's the thing, guys. You can't think like that, because the first 15 days of the month, you've been planting. You've been showing before and afters. You've been talking to people. You've been signing loyal customers, signing distributors, being excited. You've had energy, right? You're ready for this $1,000. People can feel that because you're like, I'm going to get $1,000. Like, everyone's super excited, right? And like, they're all watching you. Like, is she really going to get $1,000? And what happens is you did all this planting the first 15 days and your harvest is about to come in. But when you hit that mark and you decide, oh, all this hard work's been for nothing so far, Yep, you're right. Now it has been for nothing because you quit. Okay? I'm just telling you the truth. If you post consistently for the first 15 days of the month and then all of a sudden you drop off for 2 or 3 days or 4 days or 5 days, people are like, oh, I guess she wasn't really serious. Like, huh. I was kind of interested in that hair, skin, nail stuff, but I don't see it on in my stories anymore, so I guess I don't want it. I was kind of interested in that skinny coffee, but she's not posting it. I haven't even seen a post from Jackie in like, I don't know, like a week, I feel like. So maybe she's not selling it anymore. Like, it takes that much time for people to think that you're not in this business anymore, or that what you have won't work for them, or for them to find a new distributor. So we're like farmers, guys. And you'll probably hear this analogy a million times, but we're like farmers. We plant, we plant, we plant, we plant. Sometimes we get to harvest a little while we're planting, right? Sometimes we get lucky. Sometimes we get blessed. Sometimes we get that one person that was super excited. When we message them, they're like, boom. You're like, damn, I planted that flower and it sprouted into a freaking beanstalk in 24 hours. I am awesome. But most of the time, that's not how it works. You plant, you plant, you plant, you plant, you plant, and you get to harvest. If you were a farmer and you went out on the first of every month, and for 2 weeks you planted your seeds and you sowed and you did all the things that farmers, I can like picture it in my head. I don't know what any of it's called, but if you took such good care of all those plants for the first 2 weeks, I shouldn't say plant seeds, for the first 2 weeks, you planted, you watered, you did all of it, right? You put the fertilizer down and you tilled it and all of it. And then on the 15th day you went out there and you're like, these motherfuckers are still seeds. Screw you. And you went inside and you didn't do anything for 2 more weeks. All your seeds would die. They would all die. Like, that just makes no sense. Why would you spend so much time planting all those seeds not to follow through with it? And oh man, trust me guys, I'm saying this as much for you as I'm saying it for me. And I don't know if it's just because I was out of town, and I specifically told myself when I left town, I am taking a vacation. I am taking 2 days off. I'm not thinking about it works other than like the constant it works that just goes through my head. But I'm focusing on my family. I'm not messaging, whatever. So now I'm ready to get back into the groove. But I'm telling you guys, and this happens to me all the time, and you know what happens is then we settle. So first we're like, I'm going to go Ruby and I'm going to get $1,000 bonus. And then we come to the middle of the month and we're like, well, I've only made this much out of this much progress, right? Or maybe it's the opposite. Maybe you're feeling baller, right? Maybe you've made like this much out of this much progress and you're like, oh, that was so easy. That was so cake. Oh man, I signed up like 2 DTs and 10 LCs. That was so easy. I'm sure the rest are just going to flow in. I don't really need to work the rest of the month. I'm sure that little tiny bit at the end is just going to flow in, right? So you're one or the other. You've either done better than you thought you were going to do, or you haven't done as well as you thought you were going to do. And so what happens is we bargain with ourselves, right? And like, I don't know, maybe I'm the only one, but once I get to this point in the month, if I feel like I'm not on track to get what I want, then I start thinking like, oh, well, maybe this month I'll just hit diamond. I won't go for double diamond. I'm just gonna hit diamond this month. That'll be good. Yeah. Or maybe this month I'll just stay at emerald. Maybe I'll just make sure that I got a good solid emerald chart. Like, that seems doable this month to me, right? Like, I'll just do that. Maybe you guys are thinking that. Maybe you're sitting there like, you know what? I'm just going to make sure, instead of going Ruby this month, I'm just going to go executive instead. Because that seems obtainable. That seems to make sense with with what I've brought in so far this month. Like, that's going to kill you every time. Because you are putting in all this effort. It's going to pay off. But you have to be consistent. You have to follow through with it. You have to keep doing, for those of you in the push group, the daily tasks that we are supposed to be doing. Are some of them hard? Yeah. Are some of them ridiculous? Yeah. I didn't make them up. Some of them make me uncomfortable. You know what? I mean, whatever. And I say that, like, it's not like we're being asked to strip naked and run around the street with It Works tassels on our nipples, right? Like, Like, that's a whole different level of uncomfortable. Like, adding 30 new friends on Facebook should not feel uncomfortable. Like, that would feel uncomfortable. But I'm obviously a little sleep deprived still, but what happens is when you do that month after month after month, again, speaking from experience, when you decide at the middle of the month that you're going to negotiate with yourself, you're going to bargain with yourself, you're going to set that goal lower than what it was, you do that month after month after month, all of a sudden you realize you're just working to stay in the same place and sometimes lower. I've seen people lose rank all the time before. They get to a certain rank, they get complacent, and they lose rank because you can't expect your seeds to keep growing. You can't expect your harvest to come in if you're not out there working it day in and day out. So I just want you guys to know, like, don't bargain with yourself. Don't renegotiate. You guys can all achieve Ruby. I am telling you, you guys can all achieve Ruby by the end of this month. You keep pushing, you keep following up, you find what works for you, okay? Like, everybody has something different. I can give you tasks all day long, but ultimately you got to find out what works for you. Our live videos your thing. Our stories your thing. Stories are definitely my thing, right? I love stories, but maybe that doesn't work for everyone. Is posting your thing? Whatever it is, whatever your thing is, you just got to zone in on that and just own it and be the best you that you can be in your field for that, okay? And oh man, I did it so many times in the beginning, and I wish that I had it. And even this month a little bit, I was like, well, like, not exactly where I wanted to be, right? Like, that's fair. We can be not exactly where we want to be, but me setting my goal lower isn't going to help me get to where I want to be. That's ludicrous. So I want you guys to reprint or redraw your Ruby chart. I want you to redraw it. Start over. I don't care what it looked like before or your exact, whatever you're going for. I want you to redraw your Ruby chart, refill in the boxes, and I want you to just write words of encouragement and affirmation all over the chart. I'm pretty sure this is what Emmy's chart looked like, so you get to do it again. But just write on there. For those of you that were on the Zoom, what'd she say? Oh man, I wrote so much of it down. What'd she say? Let's see. I have more than enough. I don't owe anyone anything. She's talking about debt there, for those of you that weren't on the Zoom. There is more than enough. There is always more than enough. All our bills are paid in full. I'm blessed and highly favored. Okay? And just speak it every morning. Every morning I have affirmations. This is a good one too, actually. This is one that you guys can start saying every morning. I'm telling you, the days that I say these affirmations to myself in the morning, the day just goes 100 times better. So find your affirmations, and write them on your chart and say them every single morning. And like, they will become your reality. Where is it? It's right here. A successful businesswoman lives within me, and that woman is running my business. Oh, I love that. Seriously. Right before I text anyone, it's on the background. It's on my phone. But right before I text anyone, I always say that out loud to myself, especially if I'm feeling doubt, if I'm like, oh, they're not going to want the products. Like, no, you got to switch your mindset. Everybody wants our products. And I will just say that out loud. No, a successful businesswoman lives inside of me, and she's running my business today. She is answering my text messages today. She is signing distributors today. And it's so amazing, but when you talk about yourself in the third person like that, like, it really does come true. It really does happen. Some other things you could say to yourself or write down on your chart. I am financially abundant. Things are always working out for me. I am divinely guided in all that I do. I am strong, both mentally and physically. I am smart. I am beautiful. I am a good mom. I am a good spouse. I regularly add income to my business. I attract positive clients and team members to my business. I let go of old negative beliefs that have stood in the way of my success. Here's a couple more. Guys, I'm telling you, I'm all about affirmations. I am confident and calm. Doors of opportunity and abundance open to me today. New opportunities come easily to me. There are no limits to what I can achieve. So I want you to rewrite it. Pretend like it's the first of the month, okay? But we got a fire under our butts, right? Because it's not. And it's okay because we're going to run after it. But pretend like it's the first of the month. I want you to redo your chart. Whatever you were going for, don't settle, don't bargain. Redo whatever chart you were going to. Rewrite it out. I'm going to rewrite my chart out. Rethink about it. Envision the boxes being filled. And you know what I've done before too that is so helpful? And I'm like, it seems like bogus, but it works every time. I will literally get my chart out, and if I have, an empty box, underneath of it, I'll write the characteristics that I want in that person. So bold, money driven, hungry for more. I've even put before like pretty, like, you know what I mean? Which sounds so stupid and petty, but be like beautiful, has a great Instagram feed already. Confident, pushes boundaries, loves to be the center of attention. Like, I will specifically put things on there that aren't me, right? And some that are, but like mostly like I'm trying to look for people that aren't me because I want them to attract people that I couldn't attract, right? So, and it's funny because if you write down the characteristics you want in your next distributor, you will start attracting them because you'll start talking to them. You don't even realize it, but you start talking to them. So if I write down, I want someone bold, confident, money driven, and hungry for more, when I start posting about my opportunity post, you don't realize it subconsciously, I'm going to start writing about those things. So when I'm talking about my opportunity, instead of like maybe more of like the fluffy, like let's be friends stuff, I'm like, I'm looking for a go-getter because that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a go-getter. I'm looking for someone who wants to earn $1,000. I'm looking for someone that wants to run with me, and I'm looking for her right now. And she needs to get in my DMs, and I'm super excited to train you, and let's rock and roll. But that is so much different than if I'm looking for a distributor that wants more out of life, that wants to grow into this, that just a different type, right? If you get super clear and focused on who you're looking for, you'll find them because you'll start asking for them. You'll say, hey, where are you? I'm looking for someone money driven. I'm looking for someone ready to run. I'm looking for someone who's confident, who's bold, who takes awesome pictures, who's super pretty and will post selfies all the time. Like, I do not post selfies. But you know what I mean? So that's my challenge on top of whatever else we decide to do today. But that is my challenge. Rewrite your chart. Don't bargain. Don't settle. You decided you were going to be Ruby at the end of this month. So do it. And write it down. I'm telling you, write it down too. I've got mine written down right here. I'm going to write it down again. I want you guys all to write down whatever you're going for. Most of it's Ruby. I am Ruby, June 30th, 2018. Speak it into existence. Okay. Love y'all. Good morning. Goodbye.